Hi. This is not really the videos I normally kind of do, but this is a topic that needs to be discussed. It is something that's happened to me and someone really close to me. Um, Before I get into it, this is talking about very traumatic topics like violence and stuff like that. So if that kind of stuff triggers you, don't watch this video. Um, this is a very serious topic and it's a very sad topic. So please don't watch this if any of this is going to trigger you. But the reason why I'm making this is to dedicate this video to mainly the police force, about being more aware of the type of people you're dealing with, because we're in a generation now where it's not just drug addicts and alcoholics and crazy people that you're dealing with. You are dealing with people that also have autism and extreme anxiety, and sometimes I know police officers just tend to assume and go, oh, they're on drugs, or oh, they're crazy, and just treat people like rubbish, and treat people like drug use. But I feel like you need to be a little bit more considerate, and I'll tell you why in this video. So basically, someone really close to me, who I'm very close with, has been diagnosed with autism, um, and their whole life they have not um, been able to get the support that they deserved for having autism, because they've only just been diagnosed like last year, um, and there was a scenario a few years ago. I was like 11 or 12, where something happened to this person, and I was there to witness and hear it all. And this is just goes out to all the officers out there that you need to be way more considerate, because this person really close to me, there was a fight that this person had with someone, which this person didn't cause, the other person caused it, but it ended with this person who was really close to me. They had an autism breakdown, which is where if things get too overwhelming for someone with autism and anxiety and all that, it gets too overwhelming for their brain, and they don't know how to cope and handle stressful situations, and it just causes them to just shut down, have a complete autism like meltdown, to the point where they don't know where they are or what to do or what the time is or like how to cope. So obviously police are just going to take one look at that and go crack, drugs, alcohol, crazy person. But basically the police came to my house, and this person, my friend, was there, and the person that this happened to, and um, the police officers told me to go into the bedroom and shut the door and listen to some music, put some headphones in. Told another one of my family relatives to go into the lounge room and shut the doors, and they weren't allowed to come out. I wasn't allowed to leave the bedroom. The officers tried to get me to give up, tell them about what medications the person close to me was taking, and I gave them this prescribed medication that they are prescribed, that they have prescribed to them, that they use to cope with anxiety and autism and all that, like to prescribe medication that they've been on for years and that is prescribed by the doctor. And when I showed the officers that, they took one look at the prescribed medication and then looked at me and went, they're not meant to be on that. And I'm like, yes, they are. That is the prescribed medication that the doctor has given them. And they just tried to, make out as if this person was on, drugs and all that stuff. And, I was a very smart kid. I knew what was going on. And so they treated this person close to me like a crazy person. And, my my friend was like, oh, like I just really want you to just stop trying to like pull me, stop trying to do this. I just want to talk to you. I will go with you, whatever you want me to do, as long as you just stop hurting me, you know, stop grabbing me, just let me talk and walk out myself. And it got to the point where the officers didn't care enough to even let the person close to me speak. They didn't let them speak. They just, you know, treated them like a druggy and crazy person, and like what literally this person close to me didn't even do anything to trigger. I was there. They did nothing to escalate the situation, but the officers escalated it. There was 7 police officers and a warden, and the warden grabbed the friend close to me, um, slammed their head in the dog bowl. So they were covered in water, like drenched dog water, and then grabbed their taser out and tased them. So the electricity tased this person close to me whilst they were covered in water. And electricity and water obviously don't go together, so that just made the pain 10 times worse. Then the warden dropped their knee into their rib cage, and so they couldn't breathe. And this person was just trying to get up. They were just getting slammed to the floor, put in handcuffs. So obviously this person close to me has sensory issues, so they're like, can you please get some like comfier handcuffs, because these ones are too tight. They put the handcuffs on so tight. And the officers were like, okay, we'll go get some fluffy ones. So they grabbed the fluffy handcuffs and didn't take the other ones off, just put it straight over top of the other ones. And that just defeated the purpose. And then, you know, this person close to me was screaming, ow, you're hurting me, because like they didn't even know what was happening. I don't know why the officers were treating them like this. And obviously as a child, that is very damaging, and was very damaging to me. And it is very damaging to people who have to witness that, and people, and especially for the person that it happened to, and especially because I'm so close to this person. And then the officers slammed them onto a psych ward, like the bed where they get strapped to. And then, you know, this person was trying to, you know, get them off of her, and then accidentally kicked the warden in the face. I feel like the warden deserved that, because the way she was treating this person close to me. But they were like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to kick you in the face, and they just went, like, the warden lost it. And I just think it's an absolute disgusting way to treat someone with autism. And then it ended with them dragging the person close to me out of the house, strapped to a chair. And you know, I just think it's a horrible way to treat someone with autism, especially. And this is just like, if you're going to work as an officer or as someone with authority, it's not just about whacking handcuffs on someone and throwing them into the back of a cop car and, you know, detaining people. And, you know, it's a lot deeper than that, you know. And if you're not prepared to work with non-criminals as well, and people who actually do struggle with life, and if you're not prepared to, you know, take that extra step and that extra time as an officer to help someone in need, you do not apply for an officer, and you should not be fit to work in a place of authority. And you need to be representing the decency of the world. You're meant to be throwing prisoners behind bars. And the way that they acted that night, they were no good as a prisoner in prison. I would have, if I was a place of authority, I'd throw those officers in prison, because they are no better than the scum that are in the prison to begin with, because they acted like criminals, assaulting this person close to me. Like, they did nothing to trigger or to escalate the situation, and those officers treated her like garbage. And that is something that has damaged me for the rest of my life, and it's something that has damaged that person close to me for the rest of my life, and we are working together to get through it. So I want this to be a message to all officers out there, and to everyone place of authority, that you need to do better. I have literally no words. I don't have nothing to say to people like that. I have absolutely nothing. If you can't see that there is a difference between drugs and autism, then I have nothing to say to you. You honestly are just a horrible human being, and you clearly don't care about anyone or any other human but yourself. If you can't see the difference between someone trying to seek help and someone on crack, which is a massive difference, and yeah, obviously you're not a decent person. Um, but if I always said that if I had a chance to go onto any any interview or any public place to get this message and this story out there to people, especially officers, I would always take that chance. And if you know someone who has struggled with autism or struggling with a disability or struggling with, and they need extra support, or if you've gone through a similar experience as this, or someone who's gone through a similar experience in this, then this message is for you to show. Don't treat people like scum because you can't be bothered to help them. Like if you don't understand something, then don't be so quick to assume and don't get involved, because otherwise you're going to make things 10 times worse, and you're going to end up destroying a life or two lives. Like the rest of my childhood was destroyed after that. Like this person's life was destroyed after that. We are still healing from it. Like I honestly I don't know what to say. Like, oh, it's just a horrible thing to be for officers to treat someone like that, to treat another human being like that, who did nothing wrong and was just trying to seek support to help regulate. And they ended up getting all of that, the bruises that this person still has to this day, the trauma that this person has to this day. Like, it is insane. Like, I think it's disgusting, and to do that with a young child in the house, and to try and take their prescribed medication and just try and say that it's drugs, and knowing that it's not, and just trying to flip. Oh, it's absolutely horrible. I don't think anyone should ever have to go through that, and I feel like any officer or human being that operates that way should not be fit to be in a position of authority. And this is to, and if you don't understand what someone's going through, or you don't understand that what autism is, or if you don't know much about that stuff, or you don't want to know, don't assume, don't get involved, because you're going to end up making things 10 times worse. And for the people who can't be bothered to realize the fact that, yeah, autism is a thing, mental health is a thing, it is a big concern these days, and you don't want to accept that, then honestly you're just not fit for society. And I highly recommend that you never be in any place of authority ever. But yeah, I just wanted to get this video out there just to say that share this around for anyone who who's going through this. And as a community, and as a whole police force, and as one community, we need to do a little bit better into accepting those who need extra support, instead of just treating them like scum. Well, thank you for those who have sat through this. I honestly don't know what I was going to say to come on here. I just wanted to share that, just to show people how disgusting police officers can actually be. And I hope those officers lost their job. I don't think they did, but I really do hope that they do lose their job and they do not practice law ever again. Just refusing to accept the fact that that person was autistic, and you just wanted to treat them like a scum just so you can get the job done easy, so you can go home, so you can just finish your work shift, or you can't be bothered, ruining someone's life just because you can't be bothered to sit there and help them. It's just disgusting, and that's why you should not be an officer. If you can't be bothered to help someone, don't be an officer, because officers are all about helping people. It's not just about throwing people in handcuffs and arresting people. It's a lot more deeper than that. And if you're not prepared to do that, don't practice law. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.